And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel, on a Friday to kick off a 4-day race weekend. That's right, it's President's Day weekend. We'll have live racing on Monday, a huge day tomorrow with 6 stake races featuring the Grade 2 Barbara Fritchie and the Grade 3 General George. We'll talk about them. Nice card today with a couple carryovers to kick off all the action.
Yeah, some great carryovers to go after. Maybe lead you into
Right.
tomorrow. You might need that bankroll for a big Saturday card, and we're loaded with stakes action. The Fritchie, our highlighter with the General George, highly competitive races on tap tomorrow. We're going to get it started today, though. I like the card. Sniffed out, I think, a couple shots, some couple price users on today's card. We're going to deal with some wet track conditions early, and I think it's going to change throughout the day. If this rain is away, definitely we've got a little bit of breeze. This is going to be a changing track condition throughout the card.
All right, we'll keep you updated on all that. Let's show you the carryovers we have today. The late pick 5 is going to start in race 5 today with that industry low 12% takeout. Nice carryover, a little shy of 6,700. That's going to start in race 5. The race before that, our Rainbow Pick 6 is going to start in race 4. That carryover a little shy of 2,500. So some good action here on a Friday afternoon. Track sloppy right now, but we'll keep you updated if it changes throughout the day. Now let's talk about the races tomorrow. 6 stake races for our Sprint Fest Winter Carnival. You come on out here, you buy a program, you get a free Maryland Jockey Club sweatshirt, nice terrace dining buffet, $32 with a Mardi Gras New Orleans flavor for the buffet. Ice bar with Mardi Gras favorites, ice carving demonstrations. There's an ice wall with over 2,500 in prizes you can chisel away. And then 6 stake races featuring the Grade 2 Barbara Fritchie and the Grade 3 General George. This is our biggest day in the wintertime.
Huge. We love it. And I expect a nice crowd. I think we're going to need that sweatshirt tomorrow.
Right.
Temperature's going to drop. Maybe even a little precipitation late in the day. I think we're going to be okay. We're going to be fine through the racing card. But yeah, lots of prizes. You might see me here early with maybe a blowtorch trying to get into that ice, get a little bit of that 2,500 out to get me started.
See if maybe it'd be nice to have some carryovers tomorrow as well on the big day. All right, let's talk about the Grade 3 General George a little bit. Trainer Kenny Decker has the 5-year-old Awesome Banner, a homebred for Jackson Better Farm. He was very impressive last out in the Fire Plug. He's 7-2 morning line in the Grade 3 General George. We caught up with trainer Kenny Decker last week talking about his 5-year-old after he won that Fire Plug and how he's doing coming into the General George tomorrow.
Very, very proud of him. You know, he stood up in the gates, got away good. He run a big race. He's when he behaves himself, he's tough. You know, and that's what we're doing this morning with him. You know, taking him down and doing some schooling with him, and just keeping him happy. He's doing good right now, and we keep things on track. I look for him to run big again.
All right, so that was trainer Kenny Decker. He has 2 horses entered in the Grade 3 General George. Awesome Banner, who's the co-second choice at 7-2. The morning line favorites to 9. Great stuff. And also trainer Kenny Decker has a live long shot in there. 12-1 Fellowship, who loves 7 furlongs. I think the local guy with a couple nice local horses. Fellowship, a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park. And we know what Awesome Banner did last out in the Fire Plug. I think Kenny Decker barn very live tomorrow in the General George.
He made a little note there. If he behaves himself. We saw last time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, you've got the PPs there. Did he load from the outside? What position did he have?
He was, he loaded a 7-horse field, and he loaded
towards the last, and he was a little
Yep.
fidgety again. That's the one key concern with him, drawing inside in this bigger field. Is he standing in that gate a long time? I know Kenny's probably worried about that. Well, handlers, it's going to be a key to him coming away cleanly, which he did last time out when he was able to kind of throw it down and kind of dog favorite tail. But that is definitely what he gave you, that information. Very important. Keep an eye on that as they head to the gate.
And they do a lot of work with him in the mornings at the gate. The morning we were out there getting the video on Awesome Banner, he was schooling out the gate that morning. So the gate crew here at Laurel Park, very familiar with him. And that's the key. If he behaves, Awesome Banner going to be very tough in the Grade 3 General George. All right, the John B. Campbell is race 5 Saturday. That's going to kick off the 6 consecutive stake races on the Saturday afternoon. And a Fleet Willie becoming a local fan favorite around here. He's won 3 stake races recently. The native dancer last out, wire to wire. He came from off the pace to win the Richard Small back in November. He's even money in the John Campbell for leading trainer Claudio Gonzalez. We caught up with Claudio last week talking about a Fleet Willie.
Oh yeah, this one is a special horse, you know. I claim it for 25, like you say, and he start to win, you know, like a machine. You know, he's doing really good after the race, the last race. That's why we try to point for the 17. If he have a position outside, he can do anything he wants. He don't need the front. You know, sometimes when he had inside post, we had to send him.
All right, so trainer Claudio Gonzalez has a Fleet Willie, even money in the John Campbell. It's a 6-horse field. A Fleet Willie going to break from the middle of the pack, and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. He can go with the front, or maybe you heard Claudio say he's very dangerous on the outside. So maybe Torres tries to go to the front and then go the 5 path and see if anybody else wants to come to his inside.
Yeah, in this shorter field, I think as long as he comes away fairly clean, even has a little bobble, he can kind of regroup and then get to the outside. That's not going to bother him. That's the one thing. It doesn't look like he wants to be a horse that's pinned inside of another horse for an extended period of time. That's probably his main concern. I don't think he's going to have to worry about that in that shorter field. He will be an awfully short price. He could be below even money.
And it looks like he might be lone speed
Yeah.
in the John B. Campbell. The Miracle Woods, a nice race for 3-year-olds this Saturday. I think some very talented 3-year-olds in the Miracle Wood. We're going to see some big things down the road. And in my prediction, we'll see one of these horses in the Miracle Wood running in the Preakness this spring. That's my prediction. I'm not going to say what horse. I think all 7 of them are talented enough to maybe go on and get good this spring with longer distances. We caught up with trainer Lacey Gaudette. She has an undefeated 3-year-old by astrology, dynamic asset, coming off the layoff in the Miracle Wood. He was 2 for 2 last year as a 2-year-old. A nice allowance win here after he broke his maiden here at Laurel Park. We caught up with Lacey Gaudette talking about his successful 2-year-old campaign and coming back off the layoff into the Miracle Wood.
We got into the training and we just said, you know, this could be a pretty nice horse, so let's just take it easy with him. And I think he got over there for his first race in July, and he's always he never shows too much in the morning, but his just presence just makes him seem like he's a really nice horse. And it was great to have him win first time out and definitely follow it back up with a pretty tough allowance race. And we gave him a little bit of a layoff, let him grow up. I mean, even now looking back as a comeback race, the only place you can go is a stake. So I mean, we have these expectations for him. We think he's a pretty nice horse. So you know, this is the best option for us.
All right, so there's Lacey Gaudette talking about dynamic asset. Lacey Gaudette be honored this Saturday as well with the Nancy Alberts Breakthrough of the Year award. She had a big year last year, and tough assignment coming off the layoff, going a mile and a stake, but he looked good winning those 2 races last year. He's been training well here at Laurel Park in the morning.
Yeah, I saw that video yesterday, actually. It was going around YouTube, and you guys have done a great job with adding that little feature for the bettors. I mean, important information that we're gathering here from the trainers, and I like that the trainers are cooperative as well.
Sure.
You need that. Any little extra information we can get is critical. Here's a horse that's off a little bit of time. This is a true test for him, though, stretching out, but certainly looked great on the racetrack.
All right, so that's all tomorrow. 6 stake races featuring the Grade 2 Barbara Fritchie and the Grade 3 General George. Let's get to today's card. We'll fly through some of these early races because a couple of real nice races later on in the card with those multi-race carryovers. Let's show you the track conditions, the weather, and all that. There's the track, sloppy sealed track to start today, but not raining right now, so we could have a drying out track throughout the afternoon.
I certainly think so. If this rain stays away, this track's going to get them muddy fairly quick. It could even do it before the first race. But right now, still some standing water on the racetrack stand, and we're gonna go with sloppy. I think that's a safe move. We'll adjust accordingly. They are been sealing and floating the track, and that's going to continue leading up to the first race.
All right, let's get right to it. Race 1's going to kick off the rolling Super High 5 in the opener. Super High 5 has a low 15% takeout every race with 7 or more horses. Also, the opener will kick off the early pick 5 with a mandatory payout on the early pick 5 and that industry low 12% takeout. Maidens here in race 1, straight 3-year-old fillies. Maiden claiming 10,000, going 6 furlongs, and I go with the 2 on top. Something with Lily, 3-year-old daughter, a trap shot for trainer Jose Corrales, dropping from the maiden 25 to the maiden 10 today. That should wake her up. She catches a soft group today. We get Elvis Trujillo aboard for Corrales. I think today's the day on the drop here with the 2 something with Lily.
Yeah, she looks like the one that's going to have the best finish. A lot of these fillies have shown they're kind of one-dimensional. They want the lead. They're not really passing horses. She's shown a little bit of that ability last time out, a little bit of trouble at the gate. She comes back, drops back in distance. I mean, drops back in class a little bit. I think the race might fall into her lap. The one scares me. Congrilli definitely for Lacey Gaudette. Kind of an even race, chased a little bit, but really didn't back up too terribly in debut. The blinkers go on, and Lacey over her career has done well. A $2.80 ROI with maidens, 3-year-olds and up, second time out. That's a good little stat for Lacey Gaudette. Some early money. I know we're way early on the 5. Given a chance, I think this horse is going to float well up. She was well beaten at 14-1 last time, but bred to handle and off track, in my opinion, looking at the breeding, and might just be the speed of the speed. And we saw last weekend, Stan, speed was pretty golden on this racetrack.
And you know the orange and blue colors of P&H Stables, they'll be out here rooting, giving a chance on here in the opener. All right, let's turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4. You like the early pick 4. It's a nice allowance race for 3-year-old fillies to kick it off. Let's take a look at your early pick 4 ticket here first.
Yeah, we'll take a stab. Not too expensive. Get you started in the opener. In race 2, kicking off the early pick 4, we're going to go a couple horses deep in there, actually 3. The 1, the 3, the 4 Stormologist, the horse to beat. Child's Play will also get plenty of play for Claudio. Magically Discreet is the kind of the one that might jump up with the equipment change for Tim Woolley and run a big one. 3 deep in leg number 2, which is race 3 with the 1, the 5, and the 6. Now, seeing that there's a little bit more moisture in the track than what I expected, if you can toss the 2 Island Queen in there, I would. You see Spitestown on the bottom, even Maria's mom on up top. That scares me a little bit. So I would maybe add that 2 horse in there. 2 deep in the 4th with the 1 and the 8, finishing it out 3 deep in race 5 with the 4, 5, and 7. Looking for a little bit of a price, maybe with Flint Hill or Gimme Kimmy. $27 to get you started. It's going to cost you a little bit more if you add that Island Queen number 2 in race number 3 to make it 1, 2, 5, 6.
Flint Hill, who you have there in race 5 at 8-1. That horse is very live. Ran big last out at 25-1 for Claudio Gonzalez. The jockey Alexis Valdez comes down. He rides up at Finger Lakes.
Okay.
One of the top riders up there. Comes down, gallops to Claudio in the wintertime. He gallops to Fleet Willie, and he got to mount on Flint Hill last out at a big price, and got into the exacta. So I like the 5 Flint Hill in race 5. Let's take a look here at this second race. A nice group of 3-year-old fillies, first level allowance company, going a flat mile, and I like the 1 Stormologist. Ran a big race last out at this level, going a mile. She has a good foundation under her now. 3-year-old filly by gemologist for trainer Flint Stite. The inside post isn't going to bother her at all. It's a nice long straightaway down the back stretch, and a long stretch to the second wire here for the 1 Stormologist. She won't be too far back early. She was about mid-pack last out and was right there.
Yeah, it looks like Hip Hop to the outside has no other way to go but right to the front. Stella B will lay close, but Stormologist, the internal fractions were pretty good last time. And what I love about this 3-year-old filly, she's improving every start. She's handled trouble. She did it 3 races back. We had her as a video spotlight prior to her breakaway, breakout maiden win, that maiden score over a muddy sealed surface. She is a trier. She's ridden from the get-go, and she sustains. I really like horses that can do that. She's going to be right around that 9-5, 2-1 range. I think she's going to have the field in her sights and wears down Child's Play. These 2 look like they could emerge in a battle through the final furlong. The question mark horse for me, though, is the 3 Magically Discreet. Tim Woolley, a good ROI trainer, had an excuse, took up early at Parks. This field isn't that tough. The 2-back try, good enough. My biggest concern is the distance of ground for her. I think the 1 and 4, clearly the horses to beat in race 2.
All right, we like the same 4 horses there in the second race. Let's take a look at race 3 here. Maiden 10 for 3-year-old fillies, going a flat mile. We have a video spotlight on my top pick, the 1 Donna's Delight. Here's her race from February 3rd here at Laurel Park, going a mile. Here's the start.
Yeah, she certainly improved, but really, boy, this race hampered at the break. Horse to her inside comes out. She kind of gets bumped and pinched back. We're going to see that one more time highlighted in the purple and kind of gold silks, but then makes an early move into an okay flow, and this just might have taken enough out of her that she just wasn't going to have that kind of oomph at the end, that last finishing punch for the final 3/16 of a mile. Kind of rushes up. I can't really blame the jockeys trying to hold position, doesn't want to have to get steadied, but is being used into that. So she made up, 5 or 6 lengths and just maybe a 16th of a mile there, Stan, and just flattened out from there. Against this group, the improve, that's good enough, guys, puts her into the race. I think she can, just like the horse in the prior race, Stormologist, get position and kind of outdog them through the final furlong. I got the 1 Donna's Delight on top. Kieran McGee, he's rolling right now. He and Kelly, the whole crew doing well. 2 out of 3 on Sunday with a second. Yeah,
Uh,
he's
long-
ready to rock. He wants to get that title back, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
he
no
added
doubt.
it a couple years in a row. Then Claudio got it
Yep.
last year, and McGee 27% early on here in the winter meet. So we both like the same horses on top for the first 3 races.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to play an early pick 3, cold early pick 3 for maybe for $20
right.
here for the first couple races. Let's see. We both like the 6 as well here in the Exacta Forgotten Heritage. They take the blinkers off today. This will be the second race in the Lacey Gaudette barn. Second race going a mile on the main track. You get Louis Garcia aboard.
Yeah, you've got a half sister that's 4 for 12 running long on the dirt. The blinkers were on off of a little bit of a layoff in first time in the barn. Broke slow and just didn't run an inch, but maybe stretching out with the blinkers off will wake her back up. I fear the 5 here. The lumber guy, by the lumber guy for Wayne Potts, is number 5. Nailed it. It doesn't look like a lot of speed in this race. The blinkers go on. I had two route races under her belt. It might be just go ahead and send and go as far as she can. That's the price user in race number 3.
All right, let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, couple nice carryovers in the Rainbow Pick 6, and then an even bigger carryover in the late Pick 5. We'll take a look at all that right after this. All right, welcome back. 2 nice carryovers this afternoon for you here at Laurel Park. The 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 going to start race 4 today. There's the carryover, $2,471 in this Pick 6 carryover. I have a ticket for the late Pick 5 coming up in race 5, which has a nice carryover, almost $6,700 in the late Pick 5. Let's take a look here at the 4th race. We also start the middle Pick 4 here in race 4. We're going a flat mile, 4 and up, claiming $16,000. Never won 3 lifetime, and I use my best bet of the day here, the one Proud Wildcat for trainer Kieran McGee. Second off the claim here for Kieran McGee. A decent third last out against 25,000 starter allowance company. This is an easier spot today. It was a good third behind DeGrom last out. DeGrom came back to win. So I think at this level, you get the leading rider, Georgie Vargas Jr., aboard for Kieran McGee. They're 34% together here at Laurel Park. This horse never been worse than third in 8 starts here at Laurel Park. The one Proud Wildcat.
No doubt. Jam it back down. This is the way this barn does it. That's why they win a lot of races. They position their horses as good as anybody in the claiming game. That's how you do it. One Proud Wildcat, the horse to beat, kind of a strong number advantage when you look at it off the last race. Draws inside. It doesn't have a ton of speed, but he'll be able to get position around the turn. I think the 8 Rare Candy, though, for Claudio is hedging back to one of his better races. Looked like his form tailed off 3 races ago. He's worked himself back forwardly. Had to chase Deal Driven around the track the whole way. Deal Driven in sharp form right now. I just think this horse is cycling back. Might offer just a little bit more value than one Proud Wildcat.
It has some speed. Torres should get a nice trip from the outside. So 8-1 for you, 1-8 for me here in this race. We both like the 4 a little bit here as well. The 4 Southern Barbecue coming off a little freshening for trainer Kenny Decker. This horse was running against better company last November and December. Gets a little class relief today.
Yeah, been a long time since a win. This horse is kind of a chaser in here. Will be towards the front. Will he be able to kind of hold off the closers? That's my biggest concern. I think he can hang around for a piece. A little stat on the 6, 40 acres. I didn't use this horse in the mix. I do fear this horse. They claimed this horse for 16, ran it back, protected it in the optional last time, but had a brutal beginning. Go back and watch that video if you can. Rank between horses, stumbled, lost all chance in that race where Buvuk and Deal Driven. So that's a key race. Horses coming back in good form. 5 for 18 the last 3 years. Second off the claim dirt routes is Hugh McMahon with an ROI of over $2. So I think you might want to leave that, use that horse, leave him in the mix in your exactas and tries.
Okay, it's
right.
so nice race to kick off the Pick 6 there in race 4. Let's take a look here at the 5th race to kick off the late Pick 5. Nice carryover today in the late Pick 5. It's a little shy of $6,700. It starts in race 5. It's a nice sequence, nice allowance race, a nice 2 other than allowance race coming up in race 8, and then a nice allowance race for 3-year-olds in the 7th race. So a nice sequence today for this industry low 12% takeout Pick 5. I have a ticket. Let's take a look here at my ticket, a $32 play. I'm going to go 4 deep in race 5 here, using the 1, 4, 5, and the 9 here in race 5. Race 6, it's a nice Maryland bred allowance race. I like the 6 on top in there, Royal Hussar, but the 1 Tricky Lion's going to be awful tough, so the 1-6 for me there in race 6. Race 7's a nice first-level allowance for 3-year-olds. I'm going to key on the 8, Nico Bree and TJ, a 3-year-old Freedom Child colt, stretching out in distance today for trainer Claudio Gonzalez. He's been in good form his last 3 races, and I think he's going to be tough today, stretching out to a mile. So keying on the 8 there in race 7. Race 8's a nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day. I like the 5, Keep Your Distance, with Vargas aboard for Kieran McGee. And the 7, She Rolls, Sheldon Russell aboard for John Hartzell. 5-7 for me in today's feature. Maiden 10 there in the last race. Go as deep as you can. I'll use 4 horses there. Okay. 5, 6, 10, 14. So this will be a well-played late pick 5 today, I think, with this carryover.
That is a bold single. I know Nico Bree and TJ stretching out 5.5. That's a lot to ask, but you can't complain about the barn. They hit at a great rate, and he is going to be forward a long way in there. He might have that kind of tactical advantage against this field.
Yeah, but still a sloppy track. Come the 7th race, you know the Freedom Childs are going to like the sloppy track based on what Freedom Child did in the Peter Pan. So let's take a look here at this first leg of the late pick 5. We have a stat here for a Scott Lake horse, the 4 Lenny B, who I have on top here in race 5. Let's take a look at this Scott Lake stat you have.
There you go. Stan, over the past year, Scott Lake 5 for 8 with fillies and mares, dropping 50% or more in claiming price on the dirt. ROI 322. That's awfully strong. She had a little excuse last time. I'll let you talk about her.
Yeah, gets a class relief today. This will be the 3rd race back after having a little time off. 3rd race in the Scott Lake barn. Ricardo Chappie stays aboard. It was a nice sharp win 2 starts ago, going 6 furlongs here. And a decent effort against 3 Life last out. Had to break from the 1 hole, going 7 furlongs. That's never that never helps out. So it gets easier company today and gets back to 7. Gets back to 6 furlongs today.
I like the willingness to the wire. She had to kind of ease back off of horses around the turn and just couldn't quite pick it up, but was trying, and this move right back. This is how you win races. She's tactical enough. This field doesn't have a ton of speed, so I think she can kind of go ahead and get good position in the 5th race. I'm definitely going to use her. I like the 7, Gimme Kimmy, with a major excuse as the saddle slipped after having a steady early. She closed in. That's why I'm kind of angling for prices maybe. Some questionable droppers in here, including the 1, My Golden Rose. But let's take a look at the 5, Flint Hill for Gonzalez. Right, live rider. Valdez is going to come down. They're going to try really hard. Has been on 3 mounts. Has been right around the money in every one. But I like the 26th of January. The rail was dead, atrocious at Laurel. This horse was on it every step of the way. Tried every step of the way. Maybe they finally got her figured out a little bit, and she can duplicate a race. I think she's kind of going to grind them down late at that 8-1 price.
I think they do have her figured out, and I think Flint Hill runs a big race today. I have her on my late pick 5. That'd be a nice 8-1 price to kick off the late pick 5. Let's take a look here. Race 6, a real nice first-level allowance contest for Maryland-bred, Maryland-sired horses. 4 and up. We're going 7 furlongs. This race kicks off the late pick 4 here in race 6, and I go with the 6 Royal Hussar on top here, 4-year-old by Langford for trainer Hammy Smith. Forest Boyce will ride. Boyce been a boy the last 3 starts. A nice maiden win 2 starts ago against Maiden 40, going a mile. Decent effort against 25,000 start allowance company last out, going 7 furlongs. So this horse, I think, likes this distance. 0 for 4 at this distance, but 3 seconds going 7 furlongs. So I think the 6 Royal Hussar should be dead fit for the distance and should get a nice trip stalking on the outside with Forrest.
Yeah, not always an angle. Only, has won 1 race. Took a long time to do it. Came back, ran well, though. Brighton Lane, he's been as consistent as can be for Kenny Decker. And he's kept pretty good company. Maybe not quite the company like Tricky Lion is faced. Eastern Bay, who came back to win. Bolivar, who came back to win. Eastern Bay ran fast, ran like a 90 buyer. So, but Tricky Lion, the 7 furlong distance, I think, really suits Royal Hussar. And you get some of these horses that look like they have shown their max ability. I'm hoping Royal Hussar can take one more little step up. I think the 7 furlongs hits them right in the head. There's plenty of speed in here. Tricky Lion's going to have to be used to get position. Ice Lake, no more talk, all towards the front. Royal Hussar will get a patient ride from Boyce, and I think can kind of get on by late. just a little bit better price than the one because I think this horse is going to be hammered down pretty good.
Tricky Lion's
Yeah.
going to be tough, coming out of a tough race there with Eastern Bay and Twin Valor. I almost wanted to pick Tricky Lion on top, but here's why I didn't. You got a Bug Boy breaking from the one hole, going 7 furlongs. That's a tough formula. Rodriguez riding well. He's doing very well, and he gets the call here first time on this horse for Dale Capuano. So Rodriguez must be doing good things in the morning to get the call here on Tricky Lion. If the horse can break well, he'll be right there with a nice inside stalking trip.
Yeah, price user would be the 4 Minor Legend. Hugh McMahon, horse didn't really run at all last time. Was under pressure, 4 and 5 wide. Never picked up the pace. But we've seen Hugh. He did it recently. Claimed a horse, brought it right back. Boom, scored at a big price. Got a 77 fig on an off track. This horse doesn't mind a little moisture in the racetrack. Protect move. Why not? At a little price using your exactas.
All right, so nice allowance race for Maryland Breds to kick off the late pick 4 there in race 6. Race 7, I like this race a lot here. I got a 6-1 shot on top here in race 7. A nice first level allowance contest, straight 3-year-olds going a flat mile. We have a video spotlight here on the 4 Tattooed, a big maiden win last out January 20th here at Laurel Park. Here's what Tattooed did for trainer Timmy Keefe.
Well, Jack Harmon did have the Love Boat on the television up in the press box the other day. So Tattoo, we got
right,
2
right.
days. This is the hunch play of the day, I guess. So yeah, but no, Tattooed has just kind of picked it up recently. You're going to get a price. Look at her in between horses, running about 5th in the purple and black silks. Had to steady there and was steadied also early. So you saw the short comment. That's a good comment. Pocketed around the turn, even steadies again right here at the 5/16 pole. Still, Cruz looking for run, crying out, give me some room, give me some room. Finally gets outside to about the 5 path and runs a very good final quarter of a mile. You don't see these kind of final quarters on this longer stretch at Laurel. Tattooed showed it, kind of like Stellar Wind going on the way back. Look at that, 23 and 4. I know they didn't run super fast early. Did it on its correctly. This horse has kind of found out what to do. It's going to have to move up a little bit more, but at the price, I can't really avoid not using this horse at this 10, 12 to 1 range.
Yeah, it was a good-looking win. Overcame some adversity to break the maiden. We've seen the offspring of Etch get better as they get older. So now Tattooed he's 1 for 1 now as a 3-year-old, and he's gotten better since they started running him long. He's gotten better and could be getting real good right now. So he's live at 12 to 1. You have him on top there, 12 to 1 here in this race. All right, there's a homebred for Holt, Montori, and Palumbo. Trainer Tim Keefe's done well for them before. So I like the 4 you have on top. I got the 8, though, on top here. Nico Bree and TJ, maybe right to the front for this 3-year-old colt by Freedom Child. His last, he really hasn't run a bad race. He hasn't been off the board in 6 starts. He got a little steady turning for home last time. He was in a bad spot trying to come up the inside, tried to split horses. It didn't work out well. Dial Operator came swooping and looping on the outside for
Service,
for John
that was
Service.
That's
right.
Came in
New
from Jersey.
farm.
Yeah, they're on a big race. Big numbers, looped and swooped. You're right, Nico Breen and TJ. I don't know if anybody wants to mess with this horse early.
Right.
You've got some other speeds in the 10 takedown and the 7 Forest Fire. That could be to their detriment if they want to go ahead and mess with Nico Breen and TJ. Clever Mind is going to be the favorite, I believe. Certainly was hammered down to 30 cents to the dollar off the big maiden-breaking score in the stake in the Maryland Million Nursery. But last time out, Prado had trouble with his horse. Horse wanted to lay in the whole way.
Yep.
Maybe that's the reason. The break from December the 9th. This horse has run fast in both starts. We thought this horse was really going to be a good one and might still be. The mile looks like the distance shouldn't be an issue when looking at the breeding. Has worked well. This horse has got his mind squared away. He could be awfully dangerous and looking ahead to a bright future. He's an X factor. What's he going to do? The last time out, Prado just had a brutal time with him.
Well, I remember in his debut win in the Maryland Million, with Nick Wars, he came wide. He was lugging in a little bit in that win, then even more so last out in the Maryland Juvenile. So we both respect him. We both used the 5 Clever Mind in our exacta. We both like the 9 as well here. Zestful for Grand Motion, 3-year-old son of Ghost Zapper. That was a good-looking win, going 2 turns against Maiden Special Weight way back on December 1st. He's been working lights out up there at Fair Hill for Motion. It's probably a nice, real nice 3-year-old by Ghost Zapper.
Yeah, I like the way he did it last time with the bias on December the 1st. That was first-time Lasix, though. This horse certainly has ample opportunity to improve. I think he will. Second-place finisher, Lonely Weekend, came back to run a mid-60 in New York. It's a good enough sign. This horse dusted that one, so I can see definite improvement for Zestville, and he's going to be a factor. And this is a nice race, race 7.
Nice 3-year-olds
Yeah.
in the 7th race to kick off the final pick 3 of the day. Let's take a look at race 8, feature of the day. 2 other than allowance for filly mares 4 and up, going 5.5 furlongs. We have a video spotlight on BioTurf on the outside here with the Bug Boy Rodriguez aboard for Dale Capuano. Here's the race from December 11th here for BioTurf.
Yeah, and was able to rate. You see in the orange silks just kind of sitting behind a 3-way duel, was kind of able to find a seam, and does. This is Angel at War, when Angel at War was kind of at her best. BioTurf just not quite good enough that day, but was ultra game. Down to the inside was Jessica Krupnik. Look at that effort. Still trying. We're going to see her again today. She's the 2 horse of the day. BioTurf is the 8. BioTurf, if the moisture stays, this is what this horse really wants, is a wet track. I'm tossing the last and the politely. Down inside, didn't like it at all. I like the shift to the outside, can go up and move into contention. There's plenty of speed in race 8 with no more excuses. Jessica Krupnik, she rolls. It's going to be an honest pace in the 8th.
We both like the 8. Should get a nice trip on the outside. Couple nice half-mile works recently here at Laurel for the 8 BioTurf. I have the 5 on top, though. Keep your distance with the leading rider, Vargas, aboard for Kieran McGee. This mare has speed. She won wire-to-wire last out against First Level Allowance Company, going 7 furlongs. It's always a big step up to the 2 other than, but I like the little cut back to 5.5 furlongs. She should be dead fit if she gets in a dog fight. She's a 3-time winner here at Laurel Park, so maybe right to the front. She had good form on an off track as well for the 5. Keep your distance.
Yeah, a horse that doesn't look like she's quite got the sprinter speed at 5.5 like a couple of these other ones. I got fooled, though, the other day with Baltimore Street. I didn't expect her to outrun that field early. Another one of Kieran's runner, and she did. Vargas hustled that horse out and got the lead. So keep your distance. Yeah, this is an interesting move going to the 5.5. The user threaded a good price. I think you'll get 10-12 to 1. Flatter Me Zanja, a claim off of Ness. I like the move up in class. Through his career, Ness is 27% when moving horses up in class and has won the 2 other than condition going back to April of 2017 at Parks. I think she's going to make a run from off the pace. She was on the lead last time. She's got the ability to sit back and make one run.
Yeah, 6-year-old mare has the back class. She's made over $250,000. The 4, Flatter Me Zanja, there in race 8. Nice upper-level allowance feature of the day. Let's take a look here at the 9th and final race. Maiden claiming $10,000 for filly and mares, going 6 furlongs to 10. Raging Regina, one of the few horses in this race that has some decent form. Steve Hamilton will ride for trainer Lucas McGill. The debut was pretty good at this level. 3rd behind a couple of horses that would come right back to win. And then another improvement in the 2nd start. Rallied from off the pace, had to break from the outside in that 2nd start and rallied to get up for 2nd at this level. So stays here at the maiden 10. Should get a trouble-free trip, hopefully, on the outside.
No strong opinion in the 9th. I do think Nancy R. will make amends. She'll run better than what she did last time. She just ran awful when you really think about it. I thought she would sit and make a run. The 2-back try, the 3-back try, puts her right into the mix from off the pace. I took a shot with a firster, Mystic Bella, light to the race, is a 4-year-old first-time starter for trainer Jerry Brooks, owned by Jerry Brooks. OK works at Pimlico. Full brother, though, is a 3-time winner. The family is nothing but wins. So I'll take the shot with a firster. You've got to spread in the last race.
Absolutely. I'm 4 deep using the 5, 6, 10, 14 on my late pick 5 ticket there in race 9. All right, so she'll probably have a decent handle in the 9th race.
Yeah.
They love the maiden 10s around here. The get-out race here at Laurel Park. All right, we have some more stuff to show you about. Awesome Banner. He's 7-2 morning line in tomorrow's Grade 3. General George, also trainer Kenny Decker, also has Fellowship entered in the General George tomorrow. We caught up with the Kenny Decker barn last week talking about his homebred, his 5-year-old homebred, Awesome Banner, and Fellowship. The 5-year-old Awesome Banner, a homebred for Jack's Better Farm down in Florida, won his first 3 career races and then appears to have found his best stride in the spring of 2017, where he was a game 3rd in the Grade 3 Maryland Sprint.
He's doing good right now, and we keep things on track. I look for him to run big again.
In his most recent race, his first start this year as a 5-year-old, Awesome Banner got back to his winning ways with a very game effort, winning the Fire Plug in a fast time of 1:08.4.
Awesome Banner, holding the win from It's the Journey.
Trainer Kenny Decker knows the importance of Awesome Banner's success to the overall profile of Jack's Better Farm. Is this a horse that could go on to be another stallion for Jackson Better Farm?
He could. Some of them that have been bred and went on and did well, they're standing stud right now.
As a stud horse, Awesome Banner can be full of himself, but groom Felipe Juraguay gets along with him well.
Win good, run good. Maybe next time, same thing like that.
Awesome Banner's exercise rider Chris Ho, a former jockey who won races here in Maryland.
He likes what he does. Horse likes to train. He goes out there. He's on the muscle. Overall, good horse to work with.
On Thursday, February 8th, here at Laurel Park, Awesome Banner schooled at the starting gate. Since arriving here in Maryland back in March of 2017, Jackson Better Farm and trainer Kenny Decker has had a solid year, and they're off to a good start this year. Fellowship, another nice 5-year-old they have in their barn. He won his last race here at Laurel Park. He's also nominated to the Grade 3 General George Saturday, February 17th here at Laurel Park. Kenny Decker very happy about his new home here in Maryland.
It's worked out well. We've done good. Fred's, he's pleased with what we got going on.